Okay, I think somewhere 30 participants have joined. It's actually speaking from some past experience of our this knowledge bite session. People usually join during the discussion. So, we should respect the time because we have promised you for 1 hour of small knowledge bites on emerging technology for all the mentors and mentees. So it gives me immense pleasure to welcome all of you in this fourth edition of Anveshan. This is the fourth episode, I would say, and three we have successfully completed. The first one was on Chat GPT, then we had on social media, and last one was a very interactive one on cyber hygiene. And this one is yet again on one of the emerging technologies of fourth industrial revolution. We call it IoT, that is Internet of Things. So what I'm going to before for this actually you would appreciate that sale has taken big stride in the direction of industry 4.0. So there has been rapid sensorization across all plants and units. But we have Durgapur Steel Plant who has taken some considerable effort in this direction, and they have taken rapid sensorization with the help of IoT sensor. So I had requested Sri OP Sharma sir, Chief General Manager A&I from Durgapur Steel Plant, to kindly spare our TK Roy sir, who is GM Electrical and Coordination, and one of the key member of the digital transformation team of Durgapur Steel Plant. So he is here with us as an expert who will be sharing his input on what is IoT and its specific applications in steel industry. But again, as I earlier said, that the intent of this session is not to uh, make anybody as an expert, but provide some food for thoughts about the IoT and any particular topic, so that it can be taken up between the mentors and mentees. So before we formally start this session, may I request Atanu Mukherjee sir, if he is connected, to kindly, sir, yes, I can see, to welcome the participants for this, fourth edition of Anveshan. Atanu sir, please.
Uh, Thank you, Chandranath, and once again, welcome all the CGMs, those who are connected, and EDs who are the mentee, and they are also connected in this online session, and the young mentor who are, continuously from the different plant location, they are continuing this exercise of reverse mentoring with the seniors. Um, this is the fourth, knowledge bite session we are conducting, and I can share my own experience. Very recently, I visited Belai. So, and I got a very good response from all the 22 CGMs in the physical mode in that particular session. That this particular knowledge bite session really is helping a lot to the mentee as well as the mentor, because mentor also they get a lot of trigger for the discussion and for the interaction with the mentee. So this is the fourth session, as Chandranath already mentioned, that this is the fourth session we are conducting on application of IoT in steel industry. It's a very pertaining and is a very emerging technology we'll be discussing, and expert is also there from Durgapur. I'm sure that we all will be benefited with this. So with this, once again, I welcome all to this knowledge bite session. Thank you. Over to Chandranath.
Thank you so much, sir. Before we, get the ball rolling, I'll quickly launch a small poll on your screen. So polling एक आपके सामने vote देने के लिए आएगा, sir. Just to cause the, our participants. So you can see that I have asked a small question. How much, you have idea about IoT? Feel free, because it's an anonymous poll, and we would get an idea or the pulse of our participants, like what is fantastic. So, I would say 96% has either somewhat of the idea or not much enough idea. So it makes more meaning to have a talk on this uh, uh, topic, because all our mentees are very senior people who are the thought leaders, or I would say the key decision makers. So this session will obviously strike somewhere I would say interest in what is IoT, and you would surely be calling upon your mentors that, okay, I want to have a talk about IoT and what would be its application. Thank you so much. I would share the result of the poll. So that might be visible on your screen. We have 55% people who is saying they have somewhat idea about IoT, and 41% are saying they don't have much an idea about it. And 3% we have an expert. So yes, of course, we would be tapping on their expertise as well. So feel free to be part of this interactive session. So let me, without taking much of your time, let me welcome our faculty, Sri Tapan Kumar Rai sir, who is General Manager, Electrical Coordination and a key member of Digital Transformation from Durga Steel Plant, to kindly take forward the session. Sir, please.
Hello, Chandra.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Uh, Respected Sri Ved Prakash sir, ED Digital Transformation, and other EDs connected in this online conference, CGMs, my seniors, and my dear peers. A very good afternoon to all of you. Now, first of all, let me express my sincere thanks and gratitude to the entire team of MTI to give me an opportunity to interact with the intelligent and the talented employees of SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited. And this is an opportunity for me to enrich my knowledge. What about IoT? I am very surprised that many people know somewhat about IoT, but let me admit, I am a novice in this field. I'm still collecting pebbles from the shore of knowledge. So with this, I thank you once again. Very good afternoon to you. So let me start my presentation. So basically, I will just touch upon basically what Industry 4.0 means, what are the IoT device, and I will be focusing on the project which we have recently done in the month of May in Durgapur Steel Plant. And at one go, we have installed around 350 numbers of IoT devices across the entire steel plant, covering almost 9 to 10 departments. So that will be my main point of focus of presentation. Now coming to the topic that I will be discussing is what is Industry 4.0, what is IoT devices, how they are interconnected, and implementation part which we have done in Durgapur Steel Plant. So basically Industry 4.0 is fourth industrial revolution. This term was basically coined by a German physicist, Mr. Klaus Schwab, in the year 2007. He was basically the founder of World Economic Forum. The fourth industrial revolution means we know that when automation and digitization takes place, a vast amount of data is generated. So fourth industrial revolution gives us an opportunity how to utilize this data, how to analyze this data in a meaningful way. That is analyzing and processing such data to make some predictions, which are meaningful predictions. And these predictions are based on complex and self-learning algorithms. And this results in equipment efficiency, spares longevity, reduction in cost, and also process efficiency. Now, if we look at this slide, the first industrial revolution took place in the year 1784 with the invention of steam engine. And one thing we must remember that with each and every industrial revolution, manual labor has been reduced. The main objective was to reduce the human labor so that we can increase the productivity. So in 1784, first industrial revolution took place with the invention of steam engine. The second industrial revolution took place in the year 1870 with the invention of electricity. That further reduced the human labor, or rather manual effort. The third one is in the year 1969 where automation, computers, and electronics that played a very pivotal role. And today's generation is a fourth industrial revolution where whatever data are generated, these data are analyzed and it gives some meaningful results, predictions based on which we can take decisions. Now, in very short, I would like to tell you that fourth river, that is the industrial 4.0, basically depends upon four pillars. First pillar is collection of data. The second pillar is transferring of this data. Third pillar is analysis of this data. And fourth is prediction of this data. This is all about Industry 4.0. Right from collection of data to transfer of data and analysis of data. And fourth one is the prediction from this meaningful data. So this is what this Industry 4.0 means, or fourth industrial revolution. That is, we connect, we collect, consume, and we capitalize. So we connect the data from field equipments through IoT devices. Then various parameters and inputs from these devices are again transferred basically to a server, where in the server they are advanced algorithms run, analysis of this data are done, and based on that, it gives a meaningful result, meaningful prediction, where much in advance we can take some decisions in order to reduce any kind of unplanned downtime of any equipment. And that increases the maintenance reliability and also improves our productivity. So these are all what I was saying in a very nutshell: connectivity, communication layer. So for this, we need a connectivity layer, that is, we need a communication device. So for this communication device, whatever data are generated from the sensors, they need to be communicated via a communication module to the up to the servers for further analysis. Now, different modes of communications which are available at present are Wi-Fi, local area network, wide area network. It can be a cellular network. It can also be a LoRa network, LoRaWAN network. So depending upon the applications, so we use this type of networks as per our suitability, and that also depends upon our application and also site condition. Now, application in plant mainly is we are taking this industrial 4.0 in the form of particularly in the case of predictive maintenance. It is very, very useful, as because we have already done a number of IoT devices projects in Durgapur Steel Plant, and we are getting the fruits from these projects. First thing is, it is predicting. It is giving us a complete picture of the health of the equipment much in advance, so that we are in a position to take any decision to increase the reliability. Apart from this predicting, another purpose of this project is that apart from predictive, it is also prescriptive. It is also telling us what are the things we need to look upon, or what are the actions which we need to take in order to ensure the reliability. So these are the two main key components. One is prediction of health, and secondly, prescriptive. Just like a doctor, he diagnoses, and also doctor diagnoses, and also he prescribes what medicines needs to be taken. So that benefit we are getting from fourth industrial revolution. That is predictive as well as prescriptive. Now, basically, IoT devices means Internet of Things. Now, any device which is connected to internet or through wide area network and allowing them to internet with each other are known as IoT devices. Basically, transmission of data. It provides a real-time providing of immediate insights to the status and performance of assets. It aggregates the data collect and subsequently transfers to the central server for various algorithms. And it provides remote access to monitor and control the connected devices. All those things I already told you about the four pillars of digital transformation. That is collection of data, transmission of data, analysis of data, and prediction from this data. That is all about IoT devices. Now, what are the benefits of IoT devices in the industry? As it is very clear, there is an improvement in efficiency, predictive maintenance, The best part is that as data is considered to be a new fuel, so we are able to take a decision that is data-driven decision making. It also improves our quality control, energy efficiency, and last but not the least, in fact, which should be of the top priority, is safety. We have done some projects which have enhanced the safety of our system. So safety is of very utmost important, but this plays a very pivotal role. So how it works, I have already told you. From sensors, the data through the IoT gateway, it goes to the cloud server, where different algorithms run in the cloud server, and based on the it gives the prediction, and these are the users who can directly access to the cloud server. And we also get, the best part is that even if we are not connected to the system, we also get alerts in the form of SMS or in the form of email notification. So it means we are connected to the device 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year, which is not possible in the present scenario, because hardly we do inspection of our machines. So there are some devices or IoT devices which are acting as a watchdog for us and giving us the correct information at the nick of the time where we should interfere and take necessary actions or decisions in order to ensure reliability. So this is the biggest advantage of IoT devices. Now coming to the journey towards Industry 4.0, the first project in Durgapur Steel Plant was supply and installation of IoT-based sensor for predictive maintenance of rotating machines. Actually, throughout the plants, we have different rotating machines. We have identified around 350 numbers of critical rotating machines, and we have deployed these IoT sensors in these critical machines in order to know the health of this equipment, so that any kind of early prediction can be taken care of, and we can reduce the downtime, and we can reduce the unplanned shutdown. In fact, let me share one information with you. We have deployed this project in the month of May, and this has resulted in around 40% reduction of our motor failures, because now we are coming to know much in advance what is the condition of the motor, whether the vibration is increasing, whether the temperature is increasing, which was earlier a dark spot for us. So by timely intervention, we are now able to reduce motor failure by 40% just within the span of around 5 to 6 months. So this is in a nutshell. I would just like to share one information with the house. Now the project details is that our consultant of this project is our in-house design department, and we have completed this project through IPU scheme. The effective date of contract was 8th of October 22, and scheduled completion date was 7th May 23. And I am very happy to announce that most of the projects gets delayed, but this is a project which we have completed ahead of our scheduled time. That is, we have completed on 5th of May of 23 of this current financial year. So this is a very big bonus for us, that we could complete this important project and very critical project, which is a new project for us within scheduled time. And our executing authority was Project Engineering Department, and our contractor was Messrs. DG Microphonics, and the technology provider was Messrs. Enactics. The project value is 12.95, which also includes 3 years of comprehensive annual maintenance contract after 1 year of warranty. That is also included in this project. Now, what was the scope of this project? In this project, we have selected around 175 rotating machines across the plant, and in each machine, we have deployed 2 number of sensors, one on the driving end and the other in the non-driving end. So that makes 350 number of sensors over 9 departments. Apart from this, we have made a dedicated OT network. That is, we have laid a separate fiber optics cable along with Wi-Fi connectivity for these IoT devices only. and it is a scalable, so that in future, whatever IoT devices we are going to install, we will be hooking up to this new dedicated OT network, which we have created. Basically, it is a conglomeration of two projects. One is a dedicated OT network and devices. Then data collection via IoT sensors and accessories, advanced predictive analytics software at CNIT server. So because we have not gone for cloud, we have gone for on-prem servers, and we have installed all the servers, the hot redundant servers in our CNIT department. It is an on-prem servers. And provision of AMC for 3 years after expiry of 1 year, SMS alert and email notification, and the best part is auto report generation. That is every day at morning 7 o'clock, our system generated report is generated, and it goes to the registered user about the health of the equipment of their particular department, which gives a better insight to what is the real-time condition or real-time situation of the equipment. So this is a very, in fact, helpful for us. And provision for future expansion, as we have already said, we have already now you can see these are the 9 departments where we have installed these sensors, right from wheel and axle plant, where we have installed 50 number of sensors. In sinter plant, we have installed 18. In our SMS complex, that is BOF, we have installed 22 number of sensors. In merchant mill, we have covered almost all the stand motors. So there we have installed around 50 number of sensors. In coke ovens, 40. In blast furnace, 64. CCP, 32. Section mill, 26. And raw material handling plants, 48. So total 350, we can see it has been spread over across the entire plant. Almost all the major departments have been covered up. So we have laid around 39 kilometers of optical fiber, and for collection of data, we need to install access point. So for collection of data from this 350 number of sensors, we have installed around 74 numbers of access point. These access points are again further connected to PoEs, which are also known as power over Ethernet switch. So total 60 numbers of power over Ethernet switches have been connected. This in turn is connected to the aggregation switches. So we are having 2 aggregation switches in plant, and the third one is in our CNIT department. And we have installation of hot redundant server at CNIT server group. Now this is the project network details. So suppose these are the motors. So these are the sensors which are fitted on those motors. So they are connected to the APs. From APs it is connected to the PoE switches. From PoE switches it is connected to the aggregator switches, and from there it goes to the analytics server, which is connected in our DSP devices. So this is very clear. Suppose this is a sensor. This sensor is connected to this access point, to its nearest access point. One access point can cover around 8 to 10 number of sensors, depending upon the distance between the access point and the sensors. And this access point in turn is connected to PoE switch. You can see all the PoE switches are connected in ring main formation. We have connected 2 rings. One is ring number 1, where we are having 29 number of PoE switches, and another is ring 2, where we are having 31 number of PoE switches. The main purpose of connecting it in PoE in ring formation is that in case if there is a snap at this point, there is an alternative way of communication to the server. Our main motto is that there should be uninterrupted flow of data up to the server. So that is why we have gone for ring main type of connection. So you can see all these shops are ultimately connected via ring to our CMMS building, where we have installed our aggregator switch number 2. And from this aggregator switch, it is going to our Ispat Bhavan, where we have our CNIT department, and where we are having a third aggregator switch, that is L3, which is directly connected to our hot redundant server. Now this is flow diagram is where I am depicting in a very simple way so that we can come to know in a very lucid terms how it works. See this white color, this is basically an IoT sensor. Now they are simply mounted, they are magnetic in nature and it is very easy to install on the motors. This is called the driving end and this is the non-driving end. So you can see in each motor we have connected two sensors. One is at the driving end and the other is at the non-driving end. Now from this sensor, they transmit the data to the nearest access point. And this connection is wireless. So from where access point to the sensor, there is absolutely no wire. It is a wireless connection. The next flow of data is from access point to PoE switch, which is through an UTP cable. So this connection is a wired network, that is UTP cable network. From PoE switch, it goes to the aggregator switch where we are using OFC, that is optical fiber cable network. Again from optical fiber cable, from aggregator switch, we are connecting it to our main backup server. There also we are using optical fiber cable network. So basically this is the flow of data from IoT sensor to access point, it is wireless. From access point to PoE switch, it is through UTP. And again from PoE switch to optical through aggregator switch is through via optical fiber cable. And again from aggregator switch to main server is again via through optical fiber cable. So this is how the data flow diagram is. So this is basically a network of our Durgapur steel plant layout, IoT network layout, how we have laid the cables. Now the most important part is that what are the parameters, real-time parameters we are collecting from this sensor so that we are able to monitor the health of our critical rotating equipment. The first parameter is the triaxial vibration. It means vibration in the axial direction, vibration in the horizontal direction, and vibration in the vertical direction. So on these three axes, whatever is the vibration that we are collecting from this sensor. The same sensor is also able to collect the surface temperature of the motor body, that is motor body temperature, which is also a very important parameter. Apart from this, these sensors are also having a separate RTD that can be connected to this IoT device, which we directly mount on the bearing surface to monitor the bearing temperature. So this is another important parameter which we are collecting. Apart from this, this sensor is also equipped with ultrasonic sensing system. Because ultrasonic system is a sound audible to our human ears. Because its frequency is above 20 kilohertz and we cannot detect, human beings cannot detect. But the beauty is that when any bearing fails, it initially starts with ultrasound. Humans cannot able to detect. Even that is being detected by this sensor. So we can come to know very much well in advance that yes, some deterioration have already started taking place. And last but not the least is magnetomotive force. Particularly in our HT motors, whenever there is any rotor bar crack, that can be easily detected by detection of changes in magnetomotive force, and that will give us an SMS alert or an email notification via which we can take necessary action in the time of need, and we can restore our production by taking a planned shutdown to change the motors. Now, these are some of the pictures during the project stage. This is safety talk and interaction with different people. So these are all the communication devices. These are the racks. These are the junction boxes. So these are the junction boxes where the site installations. So these are again the field installation sensors. We can see these are the mounting. These are the mounting pads. These mounting pads are fixed on the motor surface with epoxy compound. And above this mounting pad, the sensors are fixed magnetically. So these are the sensor supply cables because these sensors, they need a 5-volt power supply. So do we have an SMPS? So we supply 220 volt to this power supply system, to this SMPS, and the output of the SMPS is a 5-volt DC system. So this 5-volt DC system is connected to these sensors. So these are again some of the site installations, field pictures. These are some field pictures. Now see, this is one of the dashboard, and basically what we have done is that at present we have taken ISO 10816 as a standard, which is an international standard organization. This ISO 10816 is a standard which we have chosen for setting the threshold values for different parameters which are being collected from the different rotating equipments. So according this to as per these sensors, as per the standards, we have set the threshold values. Whenever the threshold values are crossed, it immediately generates an alarm. So to start with, we have
I think there is some voice disturbance.
deployed.
Yes, Tapan sir, I think we lost you there for a few seconds.
Am I clear now?
Yes,
हाँ
yes.
yes you're clear
Now,
now बीच में pause हो गया
Gotcha. Actually, we have taken this ISO 10816 as a reference. Based on this, we have set the threshold values. But with due course of time, as we know that our motors have become or our machines have become aged, so as per that, we have also modified our threshold value in such a way so that it generates an alarm, but also it maintains our health of the equipment and in a realistic way, because these values are very, very stringent. And practically in ideal conditions, particularly in our old plant, it's very difficult to maintain. So we have modified this threshold value as per our need, and at the same time without compromise in failure of the motors. So this is a simple dashboard, how the dashboard looks. Now you see those sensors which are marked green, it means whatever parameters it is collecting from the motors, they are all in the healthy zone. They are all in the normal zone. So looking at the color of the sensor, we can say that whether my motor is in healthy condition or in an abnormal condition. The second one is the orange condition. Orange means it is not healthy, but it is in an abnormal, it is going towards an abnormal zone. So this is the area where we need to take corrective action, because this is an area where we need to corrective action, where we need to take a corrective action, because it has already crossed the normal threshold values. And red one is the unsatisfactory zone, where if the vibration alerts or if the temperature or whatever parameters are collected, if it comes to this red zone, then we should immediately stop these motors or stop these machines. Otherwise, the machines will break down. There will be a breakdown in the machines. So just by looking at the color, we can prioritize which are the equipments which needs immediate importance or which needs immediate attention. So it's a very user-friendly dashboard. Just by looking at the color of the assets and color of the sensors, we can easily judge out of so many equipment with limited resources, which are the equipment which needs immediate attention. This is our dashboard, how it looks like. So these are the dial gauges, as you know. So if the value is from 0 to 4.5, it means the value is in green zone. The moment it crosses 4.5, it is in the amber zone. In amber zone means it is, we can run the machine, but we need to take care of it. But once it crosses 11.1, means it is coming under red zone. The moment it comes under red zone, immediately an alert will go, which will inform us, yes, on such and such date, during such and such time, the velocity or the temperature or the vibration has crossed the threshold value and it is now in the red zone. We need to take immediate action. And if we log into the system, it will also tell us what are the reasons of what are the reasons of this particular equipment in red zone. Corrective actions we need to take. So that is the best part which I have initially discussed about predictive as well as prescriptive. So this is how the dashboard looks like. Now the benefits of this scheme is that alert messages will be generated for any unacceptable pumps and motors. It helps to diagnose mechanical related faults like bearing faults, mechanical unbalance, misalignment, mounting structure, etc. Apart from mechanical, it also helps to diagnose any kind of electrical related faults. Even in kind of unbalanced voltage or rotor crack, there will be change in the MMF, which will help us to detect any type of electrical fault. And based on this data, as I have already discussed, we can do a data-based planning of preventive motors of our critical equipment. With limited resources, we can use optimum utilization of our resources. And last but not the least, it will definitely improve our reliability of our critical rotating equipment. Some of the success stories I just wanted to share is in RNHP, wheel and axle plant, in our NLCP, CCP, POCOMES, we have already reaped the benefit. So these are some of the success stories which I just wanted to highlight with you. There are many success stories, but due to shortage of time, I could just recollect or I could just collect only these 7 success stories. But it's a huge, and I am and every day I get a mail from various users department that yes, we are really benefiting, we are getting benefited from us. But the thing is that although every department is getting benefited for us, but as because I'm also the head of the department of BRS, I am under tremendous pressure because anytime they get any message, immediately they send the motor to ERS for corrective action. And I am also enjoying that yes, instead of repairing the complete motor, I am doing some minor work and again making the motor in workable condition. So it is benefited in both ways from ERS point of view, who does the repair work, and also from user point of view. So with this, I simply come to the end of my presentation. It was a very brief presentation. I hope I could drive in the message what IoT and what industrial revolution means to you. If you want, I can show you a live demo of it. Yes, Chandra, do you want the live demo of it?
Yes, of course, sir. The more the merrier, because the way you have, walked us through about the IoT,
पवन
and
जी
you
5
have,
मिनट दिखा दीजिए वो बिकॉज
sir.
सीइंग इज बिलीविंग
So,
फिजिकली दिखा दीजिए कैसा आ रहा है
Okay.
so
Yeah,
दैट
is
इज
it
व्हाट आई एम
visible?
क्वेश्चनिंग सर फॉर द लार्जर ऑडियंस बिकॉज हम लोग टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं समझना चाह रहे हैं हम एप्लीकेशन समझना चाह रहे हैं
Okay, is it visible?
जस्ट अ सेकेंड सर, अभी मैं फिर से आपको प्रेजेंटर बनाया हूँ सर, तो यू विल हैव टू शेयर योर एंटायर स्क्रीन और फिर आप वहां से या टैब शेयर करके दिखा सकते हैं सर।
हाँ, इसको कैसे करें?
सर आपका बीच में एक वही शेयरिंग का एक बटन दिख रहा होगा सर, फोर्थ बटन।
while he is reconnecting I would request all the participants to also kind of post their questions on uh, how do they relate to this subject, how do they connect to this topic, and what possibilities do they see in their workplace, and what is it that they would like to learn so that we can be more comfortable with this technology.
Yes, I think sir got disconnected, so let me bring him back on board. But yes, again, as Sanjay sir is saying, I would request if you would like to share any thoughts about IoT that comes to your mind, please.
Hello, Chandra.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello.
हाँ बोलिए सर.
Tapan sir, I think you are muted. You will have to unmute.
Chandana, how should I hear it?
यस सर, आपको मैंने अभी प्रेजेंटर बना दिया। आपको सर वो शेयरिंग का एक बटन दिख रहा होगा सर वीडियो के बगल में।
हाँ हाँ हाँ।
हाँ, तो क्लिक ऑन दैट एंड यू
Okay.
विल फाइंड जो टैब आप दिखाना चाहते हैं उस टैब को आप सेलेक्ट कर लीजिए सर।
Now is it visible? हेलो।
नो सर, अभी तक तो
नहीं,
आया नहीं है सर।
मीटिंग मीटिंग
सर शेयर पे क्लिक करेंगे, ऊपर में टैब्स आएगा और यू कैन वो इंटायर स्क्रीन वाला जो ट्राई किए थे, इंटायर स्क्रीन शेयर कर दीजिए सर, दैट विल बी इजियर।
अभी अभी शेयर हो रहा है ना?
No.
अभी भी नहीं हो रहा है।
नहीं सर।
हाँ,
हाँ
1 मिनट रुको,
हाँ,
हाँ कुछ आया था अभी।
आया था बट डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया फिर से सर, ट्राई अगेन।
स्टार्टेड एज एंडेड। अच्छा, फिर से कर लीजिए, आपने 2 बार कर दिया, 1 शेयर हो गया।
Okay, okay. Share your screen.
So I think a note of consolation for all the mentees, uh, ये टेक्निकल लोचा सबके साथ होता है। So please feel comfortable about not being able to do something. I can see Preeti ma'am smiling. मैम सबके
Is
साथ
it
होता है,
visible now?
तो
Hello?
it is natural.
नहीं
Sir,
सर,
is
अभी
it
भी
visible now?
हाँ,
हाँ
इट्स
आ गया,
कमिंग।
CCCP BOF सेक्शन में, हाँ जी।
Yes, yes. Now.
Okay. So you see this is this is the first dashboard. Okay. So the moment we log in into the system, you see this is called device and this is system. So there is a toggle switch. So if I select system, then it will show the health of the asset. Now asset means our equipment, and the moment I select device, it will show the health of each of the sensors. So this is the basically difference between device and system. System means, suppose if a motor is a system and two sensors which are connected on the motors, they are called device. So if I want to see the asset, if I want to see the life of the or health of the device, I need to select device. If I need to select the health of the system, I need to select system. So this is the first part. Now, if you see the legend, the gray color means those sensors are offline. Green means those sensors are in healthy condition. Amber color means unsatisfactory, and red means unacceptable. So if I go to CCP, just at a glance, CCP person can say that out of 16, there are total 15 number of sensors equipment which are in healthy condition as of now, and one equipment which is in unsatisfactory condition. So now if he wants to know the status of the entire sensor or entire device of CCP, what he will do? He needs to go to. So here he gets the complete picture of the health of the equipment. See, all these equipments are in healthy condition because all the sensors are in green zone. But this particular asset is in amber zone. So that's why the color is in amber color. Now let us, now suppose if I want to know what is the condition of the parameters which these sensors are collected. So we need to go to the sensor. The moment we go to the sensor, we can see that this particular sensor, the temperature is 43 degrees centigrade. That is, it is the surface body, motor body temperature. This is the real-time value. And bearing temperature is 53 degrees centigrade. And you can see that all the vibrations are in the green zone. That is 0.46 millimeter second, 0.35 millimeter per second, 0.28 millimeter per second. So all these vibration parameters and all the temperature parameters are in the normal zone. This also shows the health status of this particular machines in the last 24 hours. And this is the machine summary report where it shows any type of alert if generated that will be reflected in this dashboard. And this is the machine operating parameters where it shows the complete rate. Overall condition status is good. So as because the status of this condition is good, the recommended action is no action is required, particularly for this particular device. Now, if I want to see the trend graph, so that is also possible. Now, in the trend graph, we can see the vibration trends. So your blue is your horizontal, red is your tangential, vertical, and green is your axial. So these are the trend graphs are also visible. Motor acoustics is also visible. So these are the graphs. These are the trend graphs. This is the temperature trend graph. So all these things are available. Now let me show you another one. Now let us see one of these assets is in the amber zone. So why it is in amber zone? If we click here, then we will find that it is in amber zone because one of the sensor is in amber zone. Now why it is in amber zone? Because you see one of the parameters, it is in the value is 7.47. It is in axial. It is in amber zone. Now if any of these parameters which is collected, suppose if this parameter is in amber zone or any of this parameter is in amber zone, then the asset color or the icon color will change into amber zone. And if you see, particularly this machine, this condition, its condition is mostly in unhealthy condition. It was running mostly in red condition. That is, we should immediately stop this machine. And we can see, we can also see the asset. You can also see the asset report also, that why this machine is in why this machine is in red zone. Let me show you. Right. So if we download this asset report, it will generate a report where we can see. So this has downloaded. We have been able to download the report, but anyway, I am not able to showing you this at this moment. There is some issue in it. Okay, now let us check the trend graphs. So you see, most of the time it is in the amber zone. So that is why right now it is showing in amber color. This particular green means their actual velocity. It is like mainly in our amber zone. So that's why it is in this particular asset is in our amber zone. Now our acoustics is in our normal zone. But if you look at the temperature is again in our normal zone. So just by looking at the graph also, we can also able to see the trend of the particular, how this particular machine is behaving. Now suppose if I go to merchant mill, in merchant mill I can see one of the asset is in red zone. Now let us see why it is in red zone. This is in red zone because one of the sensor, the parameters collected from one of the sensors is in the red zone. Now if we deep dive into the sensor, we'll find that this axial velocity is now 8.53 millimeter per second, which is in axial mode. So that which means in the machine alert summary report also it is showing this is due to looseness condition. That is foundation bolt loose. We need to check we need to tighten the bolts of this particular equipment. So apart from predictive, this is also a prescriptive one. It is also giving us in details what we need to check or what are the things we need to check in order to bring this machine again back into normal operation. So again, if you see the trend graphs, so we can, from the trend graph, it is very visible that this axial vibration is very high. It is in the red zone. So because axial vibration is very high, so that's why this particular asset is in red zone. And we need to take immediate action. Now, what action we need to take? That is also prescribed here. That is looseness of this condition. So this is in a nutshell. I wanted to share this dashboard with you. It's a real-time dashboard where after every 5 minutes these data are getting updated. So this is what all I need to say from my end. So thank you for the patience hearing.
Thank you to you also, sir, for such a nice way of not only sharing about what is IoT, but also giving us confidence that our organization is doing a lot about this kind of new technology. I can see Anil Kumar Arora sir has raised his hand. Sir, do you want to share any thoughts, sir? Or any of the participants who have, if you have any queries that you want to ask, you can please go ahead and, yes, any of the participants, if you want to ask anything. Okay. As I can see, even in the chat box, some of the departments have posted that they have taken, projects and they are implementing. Yes, you have rightly pointed out, sir, that IoT is not about just, not just about sharing or means, getting new equipment. Of course, we can retrofit it into the older equipment. I'm sure Tapan Roy sir can, shed some light on that. I think most of the sensors have been integrated on the old equipments, the legacy systems.
Chandranath, if you allow me a couple of minutes, I
Yes,
first of all I would definitely share. Also, I would just like to remind you, I have another meeting within after
yes,
5 minutes, so I would like to wind up. But first of all, let me tell you, for Industry 4.0, it doesn't necessarily mean that we will have to install another new equipment, because whatever sensors we have installed, they are all on our old motors. Number one. So we should we should not get confused that we need to install only new equipment. No, we can make our older equipment smarter by installing these devices. So this is point number one. Secondly, I would just like to highlight one thing to you. Recently, we have completed a project in our foundry department, particularly in our electric arc furnace. As you know, that our electric arc furnace was installed in 1960s, and for feeding power, for generating arc in electric arc furnace, we need a power transformer. So the transformer which we were using is of English Electric make and of 1960s. So and it is a oil cooled transformer, and you will be surprised there was only a dial gauge to see the level of the oil, and that too that a dial gauge was fitted about 3 meters high. So it was not possible for any individual to go each and every day to check the oil level. So we have done a very small digital intervention. We have placed a single board camera in we have a single board computer embedded with the camera in front of that dial gauge. So that camera is taking the picture of this dial gauge after every 5 seconds. So this is the input data. This data we are taking to the server and we are analyzing it, and we are seeing in the dashboard what is the real time oil level. So just from 1960s transformer having an oil gauge, by installing a camera and taking that data to the server through a cellular network, again we have done a digital transformation journey in a very old system, of 1960s. So we should not get confused that we need to install only the newer system. And yesterday itself, we have completed another project in our telephone exchange. And I think this will be beneficial for almost all the integrated steel plant. In all integrated steel plant, we are using online UPS, that is uninterrupted power supply system. Now, for uninterrupted power supply system, we have a battery bank, where I believe, I do not know about others, but in Durgapur steel plant, this battery bank was almost neglected. Nobody used to bother about this battery bank, but this is the most vital part of an equipment. And also from safety point of view, there is a possibility of catching fire from this battery bank, because in past this type of incidences have happened. And I'm happy to announce you that recently we have completed battery management system in our telephone exchange. That is, we have installed sensors in our battery bank where we are getting real-time health monitoring of our battery by collecting the data. Now, what are the data which we are collecting? We are collecting open circuit voltage, what is the charging current, what is the temperature of the battery, and last but not the least, which is very important, what is the impedance of the battery. So these real parameters we are capturing, and we are getting real-time data. So this is also one digital transformation journey which we have completed. Again, these batteries are all 7 years old, where we have installed these sensors. So in a nutshell, it is not necessary that we need to install in a new equipment. But yes, older equipment can also be made smarter by installing these smart devices. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Uh, Thank you so much, sir. I know you are on the clock and you have one meeting from 5 o'clock. Quickly, if anybody would like to ask before Tapan Roy sir leaves, anybody, if you have anything that you want to share or ask. I think, sir, Anil sir, if you are speaking, you are on mute, sir. You have to unmute. No, sir, still not audible. But just button on the right side of your raise hand is the mute unmute button, sir.
सर आपने शायद वो ब्राउजर में एक्सेस दे दीजिए सर माइक्रोफोन को.
So, very good experience, and people are giving a very good feedback in the chat box as well.
Good
Yes,
evening. Hello.
yes,
हाँ
Umarji,
जी.
Good
please.
evening. Good evening, everyone. I am Mohammad Umar from Power Management Department, DSP. So, हम लोगों ने भी एक प्रोजेक्ट लिया है रियल टाइम एनर्जी मॉनिटरिंग. तो कुछ ट्रांसफार्मर फीडर्स, इनकमर्स और कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट ड्राइव्स हैं, मोटर्स. तो उसको हम लोग यूजिंग IoT सेंसर ही करेंगे. और FR एंड TS बन गया. अभी तो टेक्निकल इवोल्यूशन चल रहा है पार्टी के साथ. तो अभी हम लोग का है लगभग 256 एनर्जी मीटर को है, मतलब वो
Great.
टेक्नोलॉजी जो हम लोग यूज करेंगे वो लोरा वैन टेक्नोलॉजी होगा और वो भी वायरलेस ही होगा. तो उसका भी अभी चल रहा है काम. तो हम लोग भी उसको करेगा शायद इम्प्लीमेंट.
That's great. That's great. Okay, I think Tapan sir, if time is a constraint, we'll quickly now invite Sanjay Dutt sir for sharing his food for thoughts about the session. Then we have Ved Prakash sir, who has kindly given time for this session. We'll hear from him as well. Sir Sanjay sir, over to you, please.
Thank you, Chandranath, and thank you, Tapanji, for sharing about IoT. I understand it. Sometimes it feels it's very technical, but the basic purpose of having these kind of interactions is to make you feel comfortable with these technologies. You must have realized that IoT हमको बहुत हाई-फाई पूरे घर के बदल डालूंगा, नई चीजें लानी है, वैसा नहीं है. It is something that we can apply at our workplace with our old technology also. What I'd request all the mentees to do is ask their mentors कि यार जरा पता लगाओ ये छोटे मोटे डिवाइसेस कहाँ से मिलेंगे, हम कहाँ कहाँ सेंसराइजेशन कर सकते हैं. उस प्रोसेस में क्या पॉसिबिलिटीज हैं वो आपको थोड़ा बता देगा. एंड आई एम श्योर यू विल आल्सो गेट अ लॉट ऑफ एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ IoT इवन इन योर होम्स. आज की तारीख में बहुत सारे एलेक्सा के थ्रू हम बल्ब ऑन ऑफ कर देते हैं. एलेक्सा स्विच ऑफ द लाइट्स, वो सब भी इसी टेक्नोलॉजी पे चलता है. दे आर पार्ट ऑफ द नेटवर्क्स ओनली. सो IoT उतनी भी खतरनाक चीज नहीं है कि खाली इंडस्ट्री में काम आती है. इट्स वेरी कॉमन प्लेस इवन इन आवर वर्क प्लेस, मतलब एट आवर होम्स. तो घर में आई वुड सजेस्ट कि एक आध बार एक्सपेरिमेंट कर ही लीजिए. कोई एक स्मार्ट बल्ब ले लीजिए, कुछ कर लीजिए, जस्ट टू प्ले अराउंड विद इट. मोबाइल से कंट्रोल कीजिए उसको. आई थिंक वी शुड स्टार्ट प्लेइंग अराउंड द टेक्नोलॉजी टू फील कंफर्टेबल. And again, I'll request all the mentors, the youngsters, please spend time with your mentees, your seniors, and थोड़ा सा टेक्नोलॉजी को सिंप्लीफाई कीजिए, सीनियर्स के साथ रिलेट करवाइए, both from a business perspective and from a comfort perspective. घर के काम, घर के में जो चीजें लगती हैं, अपने appliances लगती हैं, तो then maybe we can make much more progress. Very good session, Tapanji. Thank you very much for sharing it. And again, I'd like to thank all the participants who have taken time for this interaction. We'll find something very exciting to do the next month, something that will really get more people in. But appreciate it. IoT may not sound very glamorous, but it's actually very useful and relevant for us. तो थैंक यू वेरी मच. आई थिंक आई विल हैंड इट ओवर टू वेद प्रकाश साहब. उनका भी एक एजेंडा है कि जो चीज अच्छी एक जगह हुई है, he has the agenda to see to it that it gets replicated across the company and scaled up. So I think with that cue, I will leave it to Ved Prakash Saab.
Okay. Good evening to all. A very nice and beautiful presentation by Roy साहब. ये एक्चुअली जब मैं दुर्गापुर गया था तो इन्होंने दिखाया था. आई थिंक दे हैव स्केल्ड अप. अर्लियर लगता है कि 50-60 थे, तो दे हैव स्केल्ड अप द इंस्टॉलेशन ऑफ IoT सेंसर एंड टेकन इनटू द सर्किट. गुड जॉब. तो similar type of job also taken by the Bokaro also, but I have to see कि what platform, what hardware configuration and platform they have used. So एक सिमिलरिटी होना चाहिए कि हम लोग को, जैसे चेयरमैन साहब भी आए थे. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई थैंक्स टू MTI फॉर कंडक्टिंग दिस टाइप ऑफ नॉलेज शेयरिंग वर्कशॉप and given opportunity to me to participate in it. So we all know that the digital and AI now a buzzword across every sphere of life, maybe industry, medical, sports, defense, or art, whatever. So it is also evident that no business entity can afford to remain untouched or almost ignore it. So it is very crucial for us. SAIL also has started its journey, I think 2.5 years back, and we have the Apex committee have found a organizational structure also, and parallelly a separate vertical also created 4 months back to create a momentum and faster implementation of the digital intervention and standardization of the digital intervention in all plants. So another job is interested on us as TD team, that hire a reputed consultant for the preparation of roadmap for digitalization in each unit. So based upon their KPIs and deliverables, so we can integrate all the POCs and all other petty work or good work done in all plants. So for final assimilation or integration, that will be integrated in what our consultant suggested, either in cloud or on-prem. So ये मैंने देखा कि हर एक डोमेन में, तो जैसे IoT के बहुत डोमेन है इंडस्ट्री में जो हम आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं. एसेट परफॉर्मेंस एंड मॉनिटरिंग जो तपन राय साहब ने बताया कि क्रिटिकल रोटेटिंग मशीन, सिमिलरली ऑल मशीन्स कैन बी कवर्ड. अभी जो लोड जो ERS में है, तो हम भी जब बोकारो में थे तो ERS में काफी लोड आ जाता था कभी कभी सडनली. तो प्रिडिक्टिव मॉडल से पहले ही पता चल जाएगा कि रिविजनिंग में जाना है तो जॉब कम हो जाता है, अदरवाइज पूरा खोल के आप वाइंडिंग वगैरह करिए. तो इट्स ए वेरी गुड जॉब. और उसी तरह सिक्योरिटी और सर्वेलेंस सिस्टम एक डोमेन है जिसमें कि भिलाई एंड दुर्गापुर, आई थिंक दुर्गापुर हैज डन और नॉट, राउरकेला की ड्रोन से सर्वेलेंस ऑफ एसेट्स. और इसी तरह सेंट्रलाइज एक डैशबोर्ड होना चाहिए पूरे प्लांट का कि एक सेंट्रलाइज जगह से एवरी यूनिट में आप क्या क्या है सब चीज देख सकते हैं. और सेफ्टी में भी इसका क्या इंटरवेंशन है, सेफ्टी का भी एक अलग से वर्कशॉप हुआ था इधर की हाउ डिजिटली वी कैन इंटरवीन इन सेफ्टी एस्पेक्ट. और फाइनली तो हमारा जो प्रोसेस ऑप्टिमाइजेशन और एफिशिएंसी के लिए जो प्रोसेस मॉडल या आइदर हम डिजिटल ट्विन बोलते हैं, तो उसको डेवलप करना है. कुछ प्लांट में किया गया है, ब्लास्ट फर्नेस में सिलिका प्रिडिक्शन, कोल ऑप्टिमाइजेशन. तो ये सब चीज हमको अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस अदर डोमेन्स, तो प्रोसेस में क्या इम्प्रूवमेंट लाना है सिमुलेशन और उसका ट्विन क्रिएट करके, तो दैट इज ए वेरी मच इम्पोर्टेंट, जिससे हमारा कि कॉस्ट बेनिफिट ज्यादा आएगा. कॉस्ट बेनिफिट तो हमारा इससे भी आ रहा है, प्रिडिक्टिव मेंटेनेंस से भी. बट सिमिलरली इसको धीरे धीरे करके एक स्केल अप, एक रोबस्ट प्लेटफॉर्म पे ले आएंगे, देन वी कैन कॉल कि हम डिजिटलाइजेशन अपना प्रोसेस एंड सिस्टम को कर लिए हैं. So ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लेके, I thanks again to you all participant and best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. But before we, take leave from today's session, I will quickly post another poll because मुझे थोड़ा सा पूछने में ज्यादा अच्छा लगता है सर. तो एक छोटा सा पोल आपके स्क्रीन पे देंगे सर. हाउ डू यू रेट द इफेक्टिवनेस जो हम लोग ये सेशंस करते हैं, डू यू फाइंड इट इफेक्टिव दैट between your mentors mentee discussions or for applications? So you will see a small poll on your screen. How do you rate the effectiveness? Do you find it highly effective, somewhat effective, not much helpful? Okay, that's
Definitely
great.
these type of interaction are highly effective. The rest is the mental other people can say. Definitely it's
Thank
a very effective.
सर हम थोड़ा सा क्वांटिफाइड डाटा ले लेने से हमारे पास स्टैटिस्टिक्स रहेगा, तो
Yes.
ईमानदारी से पता लगेगा और कोई बात नहीं है.
I have
पोलिंग
made
कर
this
लो
वो
poll
इधर से रह जाता
anonymous.
है.
I have made this poll anonymous, sir. So anybody can give
नहीं,
their free.
am I audible now?
Yes,
हाँ,
yes,
yes,
sir.
now
You
you're
are
audible, sir.
audible.
अरे वाह वाह, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू, फाइनली आई हैव कम. नमस्कार सर, बहुत अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन था. इट वाज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एंड वेरी दिस थिंग इंफॉर्मेटिव. एक क्वेश्चन जो मैं पूछना चाह रहा था, कैन आई आस्क नाउ और
हाँ,
सेशन
ये
इज
श्योर
ओवर?
सर, श्योर.
हाँ, एक चीज़ है, एमएसएम जो हमारा लेटेस्ट मिल है वो इसमें नहीं दिखा मुझे. जो भी चीज़ इसमें मोटर्स वगैरह जहाँ जहाँ इंक्लूड किए हैं, एमएसएम उसमें नहीं था. एक तो मेरा ये क्वेरी था, और दूसरा ये था जो 12.92 करोड़ जो इन्वेस्टमेंट किया, हालांकि बहुत कुछ तो इसमें जो इन्वेस्ट किया हो बाद में भी यूज होगा. इसका रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट कुछ क्वांटिफाइबल, कुछ क्वांटिफाई किया गया है कि कितना हमारा ब्रेकडाउन वगैरह उससे कम हुआ, और ऐसा कुछ स्टडी हुआ है क्या?
हाँ सर, सबसे पहले मैं आपका एमएसएम वाला मैं आपका रिप्लाई दूं. तो एमएसएम वाज द फर्स्ट प्लान जहां
हल्का
हमने पायलट प्रोजेक्ट शुरू किए थे आईओटी डिवाइस लगा के इन द ईयर 21, जो कि हमने सेल्यूलर नेटवर्क पे हमने इस पे काम किए थे, जहां हमने 20 नंबर ऑफ सेंसर्स हमने डिफरेंट लोकेशंस पे लगाए थे. सो वो लगाने के बाद उसका परफॉर्मेंस देखने के बाद ही देन वी हैव फॉर दिस 350 नंबर ऑफ इंस्टॉलेशन. सो एमएसएम से हम लोग शुरू किए हैं. एमएसएम से हम लोग स्टार्ट किए थे. So that was a pilot project from us, and now we have initiated a proposal for installing sensors in almost all the stands in their mill. So this is from MSM perspective of view. And ये रिटर्न जो आप बता रहे हैं, ऑलरेडी हम देख रहे हैं कि हमें हमारा पास जो भी डेटा अवेलेबल है फ्रॉम डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट, 40% हमारा रिडक्शन ऑफ मोटर फेलियर्स ऑलरेडी हो रहा है. सो आई थिंक इससे हम एक रिटर्न ऑफ कॉस्ट, हम आरओआई जो भी हम कैलकुलेट अभी तक नहीं किए हैं, बट 40% रिडक्शन को हमको ऑलमोस्ट ऑल शॉप से हमें ये डेटा मिल रहा है आफ्टर इंस्टॉलेशन ऑफ दिस प्रोजेक्ट.
ओके, थैंक यू.
तपन जी, ये चीज एक सिग्निफिकेंट है. ये बोला भी जा रहा है कि जो भी हम लोग कर रहे हैं, तो चेयरमैन साहब भी बोले कि इससे हमको एक्चुअल फायदा क्या रहा, दैट हैज टू बी क्वांटिफाइड. तो आप लोग इसको लेटर ऑन फिनेंस से वेटिंग करा के जुडिशियसली कि आपको ये मोटर फेल होना था, ये इतना डाउन टाइम में लॉस होता, और ये मोटर रिपेयर में इतना, ये सब ऐड करके एक फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट हर एक प्रोजेक्ट का बनाने से और बेटर है. तो इसको
ठीक है. ओके
प्रोसीड ऑन
सर,
दैट वे.
ओके सर, विल कंप्लाई. थैंक यू.
Okay. Thank you, sir. We are going to keep this small session, keep coming your way on every month, first Saturday. So next, discussion is falling on 2nd of December, 4 p.m. You should mark your calendar, specifically for this knowledge bite session. I've, asked if you have any preference on the topics that you want to, discuss in our upcoming session. If you want, you can type in the chat poll, or you can unmute, or you can share if you want anything. So I can see people are asking for AI in MS Office, cloud software, data analytics. We have an interesting topic on Prezi. So even I have to work out on that topic. Okay, HANA. Okay, interesting. Okay.
I think Hana pick up कर लो, because Hana अभी आ रहा है, तो everybody is kind of curious कि उसमें हो क्या रहा है.
Okay, sir.
I
That's
think
great,
in the
sir.
last that knowledge bite session also, that was the suggestion, one of the
नहीं,
participants.
because
Yes.
वो ये बोला, ये बूथ सबको हैंडल करना है ना, मतलब इसमें चॉइस नहीं है.
Great, sir. So we'll try to rope in our experts for S4 HANA session for the next knowledge by. Okay, so I can see S4 HANA is taking lead. So we have 60% audience saying that we can go ahead for that. Once again, thank you so much for your valuable time. I'm sure it's tough to find out time for in this fast-paced or busy schedule. That's where we have launched this concept of knowledge sharings in very small bites. So thank you so much, sir. ED Digital Transformation, sir. All the chief general managers and executive directors who have taken out time for this small session. I would like to thank CGM HRD, GM in charge academics, and ED sir as well for their guidance and successful culmination and continuation of knowledge bite sessions. So thank you so much, sir. Have a nice day. We can close the session.